My story might trigger some unwanted memories for some victims who may have had a similar experience. For that, I sincerely apologize. But for those who have no idea what I'm talking about and may think I'm trying to get you to throw me a pity party, I'm just trying to raise awareness. So please, reserve all judgment. I was returning home from a friend's birthday party. As usual, I checked all of my surroundings to make sure I wasn't in any danger. As I entered my apartment, out of nowhere, a man grabbed me from behind and shoved me inside. I fell. Everything in my purse scattered all over the floor. As he closed the door behind him, I knew I was in trouble. I tried to scream, but I was in total shock. My whole entire body just froze. I was unable to utter a word. It happened so fast. I couldn't even find the strength to fight him. He savagely assaulted me repeatedly. I remember laying on the floor, asking myself, will he leave me alive? I looked towards my left and there he was, standing with his back turned towards the refrigerator, facing my direction, eating my pizza and drinking juice from my fridge. I couldn't get a good look at his face because he was wearing a hoodie, and apart from the light coming from the refrigerator, the apartment was so dark. After he finished, he returned to continue the assault. I could barely make out my pepper spray on the floor next to me, but I was so scared to even touch it, much less use it. I've always thought about all the things I would do to defend myself if I ever got attacked. Now here I am, terrified to even reach for my pepper spray. I finally mustered up the courage and reached for a pencil that fell out of my bag. I held the pencil as tight as I could. I raised my arm, and with all my might, I cowardly stabbed him in his lower back. He screamed so loud he must have woke up everyone in the building. I felt the pencil break. I managed to escape and opened the door. He tried to grab me. I dug my nails in so deep and I scratched him as hard as I could, and I ran. I was partially naked, but it didn't matter. Not one bit. I finally found my voice and I screamed as loud as I possibly could. And then I frantically knocked on the neighbors' doors, and when they opened the door, I immediately asked them to call the police. When the police arrived and entered my apartment, he was nowhere to be seen. To my disappointment, he escaped using the fire escape ladder, but he left a whole trail of DNA behind. Blood, fingerprints, plus I had his flesh underneath my nails. I gave the police officers my statement in the best way that I could. I asked that my case be kept confidential as they investigated because I felt ashamed. I was taken to a hospital for a medical examination. I was referred to a specialist to help me mentally, but I refused. The incident happened on a Saturday. I returned to work on the following Monday, as if nothing had happened. That was a wrong decision. I moved out of the area in case he returned. My life hasn't been the same since. I was left traumatized about what happened that night. It's affected me in so many ways. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. My behavior towards friends and family has changed. I broke it off with my boyfriend without giving him an explanation when I really needed him the most. He wasn't the one who hurt me, yet I was terrified of him even touching me. I was uninterested in sex or any form of intimacy. I was too ashamed to tell him about what had happened. I even ended up losing my job. At work, a male colleague complimented the perfume I was wearing. I lost it and kicked him in the nuts so hard, he was laying on the floor in agony. They had to call the ambulance, and that wasn't the first time that I reacted in that way. The manager had to let me go. Violent conduct. It was like I had developed a hatred for all men. Maybe if I had told them what had happened, they would have understood my reaction, which was out of character. Maybe they would have supported me. But I was too embarrassed. Now I was home, all alone. All sorts of thoughts went through my head. I was panicking. I was finding it hard to cope. I was crying all the time. It's like it really hit me. I realized that I was causing more harm than good to myself by not seeking help. I thought I could get through it by myself, but I couldn't. It was eating me from the inside out. I called a family meeting with some close family members, and I explained what happened and the reason I had been so distant lately. That was a step in the right direction. The support I got from my family was immense. They didn't judge me. Suddenly, I didn't feel so alone anymore. I eventually received counselling and therapy, which really helped me to move forward with my life. 2 years on, the police caught the perpetrator. It turned out that he was an ex-tenant who still had access to the building. Apparently, he had messed with the wrong girl, and she was a martial arts specialist. She kneed him underneath his chin and knocked him out cold. The DNA evidence was a perfect match. Even the scratch I gave him left a scar. He fitted a description of many other unsolved assault cases in the area. He's currently awaiting a sentence, and I'm in the process of rebuilding my life. To all survivors of assaults or traumatic experiences, know that you are not alone. Your strength and resilience inspires us. Seek support, heal at your own pace, and share your story so we can shed light on these issues. Together, let's create a world where homes are sanctuaries and peace prevails. You are worthy, and we stand with you. Please subscribe to this channel for more true life stories. It's free to subscribe.